Hello YouTube. Today I have with me the brand new Sony Xperia Z2. This is my first time actually, witnessing the phone. I've never seen the Xperia Z2 before. One of my workmates was very kind enough to lend me the phone for a while so that we can have a quick look at it. So guys, this is the Sony Xperia Z2. It comes with a 5.2-inch screen, beautiful IPS LCD screen. In the past, we always had issues with the Sony Xperia phone screen. On the Xperia Z1, they had the TFT LCD. On the Xperia Z, they also had the TFT LCD. So viewing angles was a big problem. As you can see now, I'm tilting the phone, changing the angles, and still the viewing angles are very, very good. The screen is not losing the saturation. The screen is not losing any colors. It doesn't matter which angle you take the screen on, the viewing angles are superb. They're more than, I'm sure, more than 180 degrees. Even from the very edge of the phone, you can still see the screen very clear. The icons are clear, the picture is clear, the contrast is very, very good. It's a beautiful screen to hold in your hands, and it's lovely. I love the phone. It's a beautiful phone. I haven't got much time to play with it, but I'm quickly going to show you what the phone is about. It has the Snapdragon 801 chipset inside, backed up by 3 GB of RAM. This is the only flagship phone among the 3 top phones this year which has 3 GB of RAM. The Galaxy S5 has 2 GB of RAM. The HTC One M8 has 2 GB of RAM. But the Xperia Z2 is the only flagship phone from the top 3 manufacturers this year which has 3 GB of RAM. Obviously, in day-to-day tasks, normal tasks, going to the home screen and stuff, you will not probably feel the difference if you keep all these phones together. But in heavy multitasking situations where you say if you're playing a game and then you want to get out of the game straight away, you want to go back onto YouTube or you don't want to browse the internet, I'm sure the extra RAM will help a lot. Okay, so we have the glass front. My friend actually has got a screen protector on the phone. I'm not a big fan of screen protectors because I think we've gone past the point where people should be worried about screens getting scratched. You have now Gorilla Glass 3 on the phone, so them days are gone. At least for me, I don't put screen protectors on my screen anymore because all the screens are scratch proof, and unless you drop the phone, you break the screen, that's a different case altogether. But in normal day-to-day use, and if you put the phone in your pocket, you have coins in your pocket, keys in your pocket, most likely chances are that your screen will not get scratched. So it comes with Gorilla Glass 3. So you have glass at the front, you have glass at the back as well. Same omnibalance design from Sony, the one which we have seen from Xperia Z days back in 2013, the Xperia Z1 and the Z2. To be honest, when you look at the Xperia Z2, I can't see no difference between this and the Z1. I've held the Z1 quite a few times. I've used the Z1 for a while as well. But if you would put these phones Z1 and Z2 together, you will not be able to actually differentiate which one is the Z1 and which is the Z2. They both are almost identical. You have the same 20.7 megapixel camera from last year on the Xperia Z1. I don't know if the camera can focus. I'm actually shooting this with the LG G2, and the G2's camera sometimes struggles to focus. It's a bit embarrassing for me to actually be telling you guys this over the video, but sometimes the camera struggles. Let me see if I can turn the flash on, and then maybe you can see it then. There we go. The flash is on. So there you have it. The same G lens from last year. Still struggling. 20.7 megapixel camera. There we go. Yeah. So you have the same G lens with a 20.7 megapixel camera, LED flash at the back, and the same glass panel that we had from last year on the Z1. Glass panel at the back, glass at the front, and both the glass panels are held by the aluminium frame running all across the phone from top to bottom and on the edges and sides. You have a bit more rounded edges on the Z2 this time around. Let me turn the flash off, I think, because it's creating a lot of reflection. There you go. Yeah, so you have rounded edges here on the Z2, a bit more rounded as compared to Z1. You have the 3.5mm jack on top of the phone, same as on the Z1. I really loved it because on my Xperia Z, which I had last year, they were covering the 3.5mm jack with the flap, with the rubber flap, and it was very annoying sometimes because every time you had to put headphones in, you had to take the flap off first before you could plug your 3.5mm headphones in. Anyways, it's great in Sony's part that they've been able to make this phone waterproof and still give you an open 3.5 mm port to make life a bit easier for you. Okay, then along the sides you have the same magnetic port where magnetic port where you could dock the phone in a dock and charge the phone at the same time whilst you're watching a video, just like that. I think there's a separate dock that Sony sells. It's DK36 something model. I can't remember the exact model, but you can put the phone in the dock and the phone charges from the magnetic ends, and you can watch the video at the same time and charge your phone at the same time as well. Okay, so you have this time around they have actually been able to put, let me see if I can get this off first, the flap on the side. There you go. Sorry, I had to use two hands for this. So the flap this time around, they've actually been able to combine the USB charging port and the SIM port all in under one flap. So on the older models, on the Xperia Z, you had two flaps. One, there was an individual flap for the USB and another one for the SIM card. Now this time around, they've been able to put both of them under one flap, which is easier because the less flaps you have, the less fiddly the phone is. So you have the magnetic charging ends, and you have the SIM and the USB charger connector on the left hand side. On the right hand side you have the same power button as you've seen from back in the Xperia Z1 days and the Z. Then you have the volume rocker right at the bottom, and you have the camera shutter button. Now this is one thing I really love. A lot of phones, in fact most of the phones, don't have the shutter button. Sony have taken a different approach, and I absolutely love this because it's so much easier to take photos when you have the camera button right on top. All you have to do is just press the button, camera comes up. Let me just show you. There you go. You press the button and the camera comes up straight away. So it's much easier to shoot instead of you trying to, double tap on the screen and then get the camera up and run the app and all that. So it's a bit different. Sorry, let me just get it back on. There you go then. Okay, so yeah, you have the camera button right on the right hand side there. Plus you have the volume rocker, the power button, and this is the micro SD card slot. Also covered by a flap because it's a waterproof and dust resistant phone, so they had to cover the flaps. They had no choice. But all in all, the omnibalance from Sony is the same as we had from the Z1. It was really good from last year. I really loved it. Sorry, this year. But if you were to upgrade or buy a phone from, say, Xperia Z, it would be a good upgrade. People who've been on contract for the Xperia Z for the last 2 years, they'll probably be very, very happy with it. But the omnibalance design is still the same. The same design language that Sony uses is the same there. The same rectangular flap, glass front and glass back, and encapsulated in a metal frame. The overall experience of using the phone is lovely because the phone comes with 3 GB of RAM, so there is no lag. For the first time in a Sony phone I've seen, the lag is nearly gone. If you go around the home screen, as you can see, it's very nice. There's no lag. It's very smooth transactions. You go onto the home screen. You can add in more screens to it if you want, and it's really lovely. I'm sorry guys, the video quality might not be the best here. Like I said, the LG G2, that's the one I'm using to record this video, is not the best video smartphone camera that you can have. But I'm trying my best here to just keep it away from the phone a bit so that it focuses and you can see the video clearly. There you go guys. So all in all, a very fast and smooth phone. There's no lag on the phone. The phone runs very, very smoothly. Everything is fine. The battery on this phone is 3200 milliampere battery. Now I haven't used the phone. I've seen a lot of reviews on YouTube. I've read a lot of reviews. I've spoken to my mate who owns this phone. He told me that the battery life on the phone is extremely good. It lasts him all day. If he's using like WhatsApp, Facebook, browsing the internet, watching a few YouTube videos, making a few phone calls, playing random games for about half an hour or so, the phone can last him easily from 16 to 18 hours. This is ideal because Sony phones had the stamina mode. Obviously, we all know what stamina mode is, but stamina mode basically cuts everything: your 3G, your 4G connection, your Wi-Fi connection. But the real endurance is tested when you have the stamina mode off or the power saver modes off. So he told me that even without the power saver, without the stamina mode on, the phone can last him easily a day, from 18 to 20 hours, 16 hours, depending on how much you use. But if you're worried about the battery, do not worry about the battery, my friends. This phone has got a very, very good battery life. It will last you a day easily. Okay, so guys, there you have it. This is the brand new Sony Xperia Z2. I wish I could play a bit more with the phone. I could show you a bit more with the phone, but this is all I can show you for now. I can tell you, I just want to share the in-hand feeling of the phone. When you hold the phone in your hands, I love the way that they have got the power button on the right hand side. So even if you are unable to hold the phone, if you've got small hands, you can still push your thumb and turn the screen on. And that reminds me, they have got this tap to wake function in the phone as well this time around. If you double tap the screen comes on. Like the LG G2, if you double tap again, it doesn't go off, but it's like half-baked version of the knock on, or knock code, as you call it on the LG phones. So if you turn the screen off, double tap the screen, the phone comes on. Still better than nothing at all, I would say. Most phones, flagship phones these days, including the HTC One M8 and the LG G2, both have the double tap to wake up function available on the phone. So there you have it, guys. The brand new Sony Xperia Z2. I hope Sony gonna sell a lot of these phones, because I can certainly see an appeal to it. The design is brilliant. The glass at the back, the glass at the front, along with the aluminium frame covering both the slabs, is beautiful. I like the feel of it in my hands. And even though it's 5.2-inch screen, it might be a bit stretched for some people to pull the menu or pull settings down all the way, but it's not too bad. Most people like big screen phones anyway, but the ones who don't, then obviously they can go for smaller phones. They have the Sony Xperia Z1 Compact as well, which is the smaller version of the Xperia Z1. Okay, so these are my first impressions. If my friend is kind enough, I will probably get back to you guys on YouTube and see if I can do a full review of the Sony Xperia Z2 along with my stats and stuff. Do let me know if you have anything to say. Please leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.